Yeah, Kall, National Recruiting Manager.
Can you talk us through a little bit about what the last few weeks have been like in the lead up to the draft and how the trade period has affected our strategy heading into the draft?
Yeah, obviously a really exciting time for our club to bring new players in. We felt like we had a really successful trade period. We were able to bring in some established players from other clubs and also generate some selections in next year's draft. So pretty excited for that too.
What do we think is going to be available in terms of player talent at Pick 5?
So I think firstly it's a really strong draft up the top end, so we'd certainly look to carry that selection in and we'd like to pick there. We think it's a really strong midfield draft up the top end this year and that's something we're really targeting. So look, we think there's potentially for a bid for Will Ashcroft before our selection, so we'd anticipate that Pick 5 will slide down to Pick 6. And then we'll look to select a player at Pick 6, which is a really strong midfielder to bring in and complement the midfield group we've currently got at the club.
Obviously we had Pick 5 last year as well and we selected Mac Andrew, and it must be great as a recruiter to see him come on in leaps and bounds and make his AFL debut at the end of last year as well.
Yeah, I think for the whole club and also for our fans, we're just really proud of Mac and the way he's attacked it and transitioned to life on the Gold Coast. He's really endeared himself to the playing group, and also through his hard work and dedication he earned some games late, so we're really proud of him and we'd be confident that he takes the next step again this season coming up.
Can you talk us through what this period's like for yourself and the recruiting team? Obviously in the weeks after the trade period, you're having interviews with draftees, you're catching up on the strategy and trying to predict what might happen before our selections as well? Yeah,
so we've had the combine about a month ago. That's a chance for us to catch up with the players again and really engage the rest of the football club. So the recruiting team do an outstanding job throughout the year, and we feel like from the combine onwards it's a chance to really engage the football club and have the players as well sit in front of really influential people within the club and also some players. So Wayne Campbell came down, the head of footy. Stewie Jew's obviously heavily involved throughout the entire year and then steps up again in this process to get in front of the players, and it's great for them to meet our head coach. We also have Jared Harbrow, who came down, and our welfare team really support us through this time, and we really appreciate that because it's really important that these players understand the transition process because it happens really quickly for them. Once draft happens and their name's called out, that they land at your footy club pretty quickly.
And then I guess as the recruiting manager, what goes into the interviews? What are you looking for when you're talking to draftees and trying to work out if they'll be a good fit?
Yeah, I guess you'd hear that clubs try and trip players up or surprise them with questions. We certainly don't do that. We engage our psychologist at the club, Tristan Coulter. Tristan has a really great template of interview where we come from a place of support. We don't have a great amount of time with these players, so what we like to do is just get to know them on a deeper level and really understand their journey and their story, and if they'd be a great fit for our club, and also what they would require from us to support them to become the best athlete they can possibly be.
How do yourself and the recruiting team see round one of the draft shaping up? Do you think there'll be any surprises in store?
There's always surprises, yeah, and we're anticipating potential surprises ahead of us and also behind us. So we have all our scenarios mapped out. We go in really confident of our plan and how we can execute that to the best of our ability.
And then we've got a couple of later selections as well. Can you talk us through what our plans might be with using those ones?
Yeah, so 45 firstly I'll speak to. That likely comes in a little bit. Brisbane have a number of selections ahead of that pick, and we would anticipate with the matching of Will Ashcroft and also Jasper Fletcher that 45 could come in a bit. So we'll see what players are available there, but also keep in mind that there's potential for us to trade that and continue to gather currency for next year. We have a strong academy group coming through, but not only next year, we feel like the academy's got great depth in years to come, and we can continue to bankroll those selections forward to ensure that we have enough currency to match future bids that potentially come.
The rookie draft is a good chance to add to the group through there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll remain open-minded when it gets to the rookie draft. We'll see how things play out through the national draft. We'll certainly remain open-minded to bring in players that really supplement the current group we've got, and also could add depth or add real variety through what our coaching group could do and produce on the field on game day.